friends, you are welcome to join me in an alchemical journey to find your own destiny. What does it matter about others? When you know your own, then you can help other people weave their pattern of the fates. So our first ritual is, well, I've called it the Golden Ball. A child shall lead. And now we think we'll get romantic and turn to the Temple of Alchemy. We long to enter spiritual temples if we are so minded that we love the art. The priest alchemist is splendidly robed with gold and high headdress that reminds us of the Magi. And the twin apprentices stand before him. They are, as all apprentices are, robed in white. He addresses Aidan and Elaine. To obtain admittance through the gates of the labyrinth of destiny, we need to invoke the goddess Ariadne, mistress of past, present, and future. Now the priestess alchemist spreads forth with a wonderful, again, a high crown and long flowing golden robes, golden and violet. She lifts up a shining wand. I invoke thee, Ariadne, to guide pilgrims through the labyrinth of fate, so that divine consciousness is attained through the spirals of space and time. Now in the temple we see, seated by a holy well, a woman, a priestess, in flowing robes the colour of the sea. Will she speak? I could not be your guide if I had not entered and faced the labyrinth myself. So it is with all those deities who incarnate as humans, Brigid, Isis, Kuan Yin, and Osiris, Maitreya, Christ, Krishna. The innate divinity within each being is concealed that it may be discovered, and divinity won through hard work, goodness, and wisdom. Those who enter the physical path of spiritual attainment face the hardest ordeal, and therefore humans are the most honoured, and those who follow planetary initiation. Even failure only means a swift return to the mothers. So have good heart. The Sphinx wishes its riddle to be solved. The creator of the labyrinth plans for its paths to be discovered. That is your hidden gold. Have courage. The labyrinth is within my mind, and so is open to all who understand and love me. We give thanks to the goddess Ariadne. Now the priest alchemist turns to Aidan. Aidan, you have chosen the hermetic path of the mysteries. You long to solve riddles, to discover the meaning of symbols. So we choose for you the pilgrim path of the Tarot, which some claim to be the lost book of Thoth, Egyptian god of wisdom, friend of Isis. Do you accept the challenge? Aidan thinks and then speaks clearly. With good heart I do. Priest alchemist. Then you need to put aside all your acquired knowledge and to make a fresh start. No longer are you an initiate. You are the fool. Study this card from the Marseille Tarot pack and describe what you see. Now he hands him a card. Aidan studies it carefully. This is the first card. It is not 1, it's marked 0. I know that 0 was once condemned for use as being heretical in the Middle Ages. It started the Fibonacci sequence leading to the golden mean. It depicts Le Mât, a fool guided by Mercury. There are wings on his hat. Yes, and he's holding a bag. He's looking back over his right shoulder at a dog. No, I think it's a cat, who has torn a large hole in his breeches, thus exposing his right buttock. This is a ridiculous emblem, so I suppose it is profoundly shamanic. Priestess Arafat, you learn little in this way using your knowledge. You need to enter trance and so begin your journey. Lie on this couch. Describe what happens. We shall be with you, but may not help you. Join him in his trance. Aidan speaks. There is smoke. It slowly fades, leading me on a desolate plain. Oh, it seems to be made of lava, and before me is a hill which I recognize as the mountain behind Knossos in Greece. I did visit there. Ah, I must be facing the ordeals of the labyrinth. But where is it? I see nothing but extending plains of cracked grey lava, with small plumes of smoke coming from it. How can I face the ordeal if there's no gateway, no building? Suddenly I hear a laugh. A small girl stands before me wearing a t-shirt and short black skirt, a school uniform. She's holding a large computer. She says, "You're looking in the wrong place. It's right under your nose." I find her rather impertinent. I ask her who she is. She says, "I'm not sure of my own name. We're all Ariadne. I'm called Indigo. The real me is in stasis with my friends in a far-off star." I find this very hard to believe. "Then you hardly need that," I say, pointing to the computer. She's been reading too many books. I dislike computers, never use them if I can help it. She seems to read my thoughts. "This one won't spoil your dreams," she says, "because it works through dreams." I don't care for know-all kids, so I ask sharply, "All right, if you do know, show me the entrance to the labyrinth." "You just follow your guide," she says. "You?" No, I'm much too big." "There he is. I expect Anubis, guide of the pathways." I see no one. She points. I see a tiny scarab beetle scurrying to the edge of the lava. Suddenly he disappears down a crack. "There's your entrance," the girl says, and runs off. I feel I've been too casual with her. I call her back, but she's taken from her skirt pocket a gleaming golden ball, which she's throwing in the air and catching it. It glitters in the sun, so I have to run after her. She runs off, and I hear her voice receding into the distance. "Follow the ball. It will bring you through the gates." I chase after the rolling ball, and at first nothing happens. I trip and fall. The sun has disappeared. I am falling into total darkness. What am I to do? The beetle's become enormous, shining, and the golden ball has become a sun. The beetle enters it. In despair, I throw myself into the sun. Oh, wonder! I feel heavenly light within me, and I'm filled with joy. Standing before me is the girl, but now she is a shining being holding a golden thread. She is unwinding from the sun. I told you I am Ariadne. My golden thread joins spirit to spirit throughout the starry universe. You have found the key to the labyrinth. It is within yourself. The deities are thanked by the assembly, but you are deep in feeling. You slowly come back as you hear the group sharing their reports. Now I want you to feel within yourself, first the inner sun within you, and then to learn to honour it in others, however much you may dislike or despise them. That is the key. Honour all. We are told the aphorism for this rite is, when the wise man fails, the fool finds the way. This time, we feel it's the initiation for Elaine. The priestess alchemist addresses Aidan and Elaine. Both of you seek the same goal, though each has a separate path, as it is with all. The sun goddess of Japan, Amaterasu, has shafts of light that illumine each path, however varied. Priest alchemist steps forward. Holy goddess Amaterasu no Kami, may your sun arise in us, that we may be drawn to you, who reign in highest heaven. Now we see a gorgeous figure in glowing golden robes, seated in an alcove by the sacred well. I am high and I am low. I am present in all that is, but my presence is concealed as a precious jewel in rock. Those who seek me with vain glory will never find me. Only the humble in heart, who honor the least insect and flower, know me and feel my penetrating rail of love. Those who demand my power for their own use perish by that very power. For my rich store, concealed within the smallest speck of stone, can and does reduce the proud to dust. I ignore the liturgies of the cold-minded, but I rise in my glory to the simple-minded, to children, to dreamers. So I rose from my cave when the earth was darkened, not drawn by invocations of the learned, but by laughter at the wild dance of a mad girl, Uzumi. Hear my words. You can only restore the polluted skies and waters and earth, not through your science, but through your own inner goodness. The priestess alchemist speaks. Thanks is given to the goddess Amaterasu no Kami for her oracle. The priest alchemist addresses Elaine. Elaine, you long to enter the inner mysteries. To seek admittance to their portals, you need to use this French tarot card, Le Mât, the Fool, as your key. He shows Elaine the same card shown to her friend. What do you make of it? Elaine, I see a jester who in his folly enlightens royal courtiers by laughing at them. His bag of tricks is slung on a white moon rod held in his left hand, while his right hand keeps him down to earth with a staff. A cat warns him of the danger of his ways. By exposing others' follies, he reveals his own. His hat of Mercury shows that his wit comes from his mind. His zero indicates an enigma. Priestess alchemist. You've spoken clearly, as you always do. Now enter the mystic path through trance to find inner reality. We shall be with you, but not help you. Now try and enter trance with Elaine. Elaine on a couch speaks dreamily. I'm filled with excitement. What is going to happen? I see many colours. It's not like Aiden's lava plain. Rather, I see rich gold and crimson curtains. And there's a low murmur of voices. Before me is a fantastically clad men and women in the costumes of old Japan. Am I to appreciate the wit of the Mikado? I hope not. Oh, good. A very modern-looking producer in T-shirt and black trousers, a Japanese, approaches me, holding a script. He explains that he's producing a modern version of the myth of Amaterasu and Izumi. but with an up-to-date relevance. He introduces me to the author, obviously distinguished as he's signing autographs. He has a shock of white hair and brilliant black eyes. He's explaining to me the plot. I'm thrilled to have a leading role as Zumi. I've always felt I could make a good actress. He turns to me and gives me a resume of his play. They're not actual goddesses and gods, of course. They're only archetypes. In his interpretation, Amaterasu represents nuclear power. Everyone wants what she has, and they are busy making nuclear bombs, status symbols. However, there's a good side. In his play, life on Earth is perishing due to global warming. Energy sources have diminished. This is the good thing. Too many people. How do I come in? As a modern Uzumi, I'm the daughter of a nuclear scientist who has discovered a new immense source of nuclear energy. I gather it's crashing positive power with antimatter, something like that, makes black holes and things. He had only time to write the formula on a piece of paper when he died, my dear father. He entrusted the formula to his daughter, Uzumi, that's me, of course. What's the storyline? Dramatic, he says. As Uzumi, I have the choice of giving this formula to my father's colleagues and so save life on Earth by diminishing most of it but keeping the worthy, or, interrupts the producer, hand over a force that may destroy everybody, not only life itself, but the Earth. How's that for choice? They put a piece of paper in my hand. This is terrible, because they're obviously going to do something if I don't. I'm pushed out of this theatre into a street. This must be street theatre, where the public join in. I look round. Oh, this is realism indeed. I'm in a failed modern city with gaunt, disused buildings, no vegetation, no lights. I see a dead dog in a gutter. Abandoned cars covered with mud and mixed with rusted refrigerators. Are they using an old film taken of New Orleans some years ago? Some people are hanging around turning over garbage tins. An ancient woman attracts my attention. She is making signs in the dust. Oh, a fortune teller. I approach her, but she ignores me. I put coins in one of her gnarled hands with their long black purple nails. She feels the coins and stares ahead with opaque eyes. She's blind. Suddenly she reaches forward and clasps my wrists. I say that I have to make a hard choice. What does she advise? Instead of speaking, she draws a hangman's noose, a loop over a bent line. Or is it an old form of ankh? It's a gallows. Then she speaks in a hoarse voice, and though in Japanese, I understand every word. Clever lady, you see clearly and walk straight ahead, and you have no answer. Why not stop thinking? Shut your eyes and walk backwards. How absurd! I burst out laughing, yet without thinking, I shut my eyes and walk backwards. I fall heavily and hit my head on the ground. But there's no ground. I'm falling down a shaft. I scream and struggle. It's hopeless. So I let it happen. I find myself at the very bottom of the shaft in a small circular room. It's illuminated by a flaming torch. Desperately, without hesitation, I put the precious formula into the flames. It burns to ashes. Oh wonder! The torch becomes a shining halo of light around the divine form of Amaterasu, the goddess, transformed from the old woman who made me laugh. Once more she holds my wrist. She speaks. You are a true Uzumi. Majestically she rises above the earth, and she brings me with her. and her golden light brings love to the hearts of all creatures, and the elements of earth are cleansed from human pollution. All are saved. The earth is saved. I'm happy. Do you feel her happiness? Elaine returns from trance, still deep in thought about the danger to our earth, and now has light on how to save it. Find the inner light within yourself, and it spreads to all hearts. Reports are shared, and we hear thanks are given to the deities. As we slowly withdraw, we know Elaine has won her degree, not through wisdom, but through laughing. Let's be happy, for eternal reality is good and beautiful, and we are only lost in a dark world to teach us lessons. The dark world we're creating ourselves, and we can transform at any time. Both she and Aidan have found the inner sun that unlocks all doors. Come back to earth as Elaine has done. Now we return to everyday consciousness with determination to be guided into what we can do to save the earth and so ourselves.